Hello everyone and welcome back to our Terraria series. Last episode we got geared up in our gold armor and Hermes boots, and this episode we're going to fight some of the pre-hard mode bosses. Not all of them because there's a lot of them, but in this episode I'm planning on fighting Eye of Cthulhu, Brain of Cthulhu because we have the Crimson, and then Skeletron. The others we're going to save for another episode, and I believe those are King Slime, Queen Bee, and there's another one that I'm forgetting, I think. And then there's the Wall of Flesh, which we're going to fight absolutely last. And we're going to actually want to do some preparations before we go to hard mode. Like, I think we're probably going to essentially make it so that our apartment building that we kind of have is kind of on an isolated little island. We're not going to move it, though. What we're going to do is we're going to make the island around it. We're just going to destroy everything around it so that the Crimson, when it expands, cannot get to our house. Because look at our nice little house. Alright. So we gathered some wood from, like, the east side of the world. And we're going to make our arena for fighting the Eye of Cthulhu. Or we're going to fight the Eye of Cthulhu right now because we just got the notification that there is an evil presence watching us. It's watching us. So, not great timing, but the timing could have been a lot worse. We're not going to get to build our arena, but we're pretty well equipped. So I'm just going to make ourselves a kind of half arena by flattening out this area. And we're just going to have to see what this throws at us. I did have Suspicious Eyes that I was going to use to summon it, and so we could fight it on our terms. But I suppose the fight's coming to me. We can make this work. End it at this hill, and that should give us enough space to fight this thing, and it is here. Alright, we're gonna start with the boomerang, just because the boomerang has been doing really good for us. Okay, it's not terrible. We're doing pretty good. So what we need to do is we kind of just need to run back and forth so that we can dodge it. Alright, we're doing pretty good. We've not taken a lot of damage. Okay, we're in the second phase now. Alright. It's not been too long. And we win. That was a lot easier than I expected. Let's fight him again. I think I have a couple Demon Eyes. Let's do that again. He drops Demonite, which we can use to make the next set of armor. Let's fight him again. As many times as we can. Alright, we've got, like, at least one more. Probably get more. Yeah, let's fight him again. Come here. I want the stuff you drop. Alright, doing pretty well for ourselves. There we go. Twice. Alright. Nice. We killed him twice. Seems I actually over-prepared a little bit, but I mean, that is my prerogative. I do love to over-prepare. Alright, now prepare. Alright, now that Eye of Cthulhu is done, let's go for our next opponent. That being Cthulhu's brain. So we're just gonna light this place up. We don't want any nasties sneaking up on us, so we're just gonna light this place up. Yeah. This place is a lot less scary if you put a lot of work into preparation and essentially get the best piece of armor you can get before you come in here. Highly recommend. Yeah. So we're doing pretty good for ourselves, and then build some platformings in here. Alright, I think we're getting close to the main chamber. Yep, here we are. Oh, that's interesting. We're intersecting with the dungeon. That's interesting. Oh, the Dryad's here. Probably because we killed Eye of Cthulhu. There's a lot of crystal hearts here. Heart crystals. There's a lot of life crystals here. Let's grab some of those. Alright, we'll probably grab these statues later, but in the meantime, let's build our arena to fight the Brain of Cthulhu. Now, the Brain of Cthulhu is also going to drop some Demonite, but this one's going to be a lot harder to sort of grind, so I think if we need to grind Demonite in the future, we're probably going to stick with Eye of Cthulhu. Just because I find the suspicious-looking eyes a lot easier to obtain. So this will probably be the only time we fight the Brain of Cthulhu, is this one time where we fight him and then we can check him off our list. Yeah, because we're gonna want to fight all the bosses. All of them. There's that little skeleton trader guy. Alright, we've made our arena. Let's break these hearts. Say I'm a heartbreaker. Alright. Screams all around you. We have way too much stuff. Let's break the second one. Or I guess the third one, because it's here. Right, there it is. Alright, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of little guys. Right, let's use our boomerang again. Tried and trusted strategy, boomerang. Alright. Man, these little ones are getting us. We need to do some crowd control here. Alright, we're doing a lot better. We're in the second phase now. Okay, we're doing good. We're doing good with dodging. I think we've got this. I think we're gonna win. Oh, come on. That was a misclick. Oh, come on. Please tell me he's still there. Let's go make sure. He's gotta still be there, right? I just teleported home. I'm not seeing him on the map. Does he show up on the map? Alright, I'm here, and, he's gone. Yeah, so... And I think that's the only one I can find. That other Demonite. But I think we need to crack more if we want to summon him. So, yeah, that misclick kind of really messed up this run. But I do believe there is a way I can still summon him. I think there's some kind of craftable item that I can craft. But I need vile powder for that, and I think I can get that from mushrooms. But there's not a lot of mushrooms, and I think I need like 30. I wonder if there's another way. Okay, we're gonna fight a few more of these things. Alright, I do believe that there is another way for me to get vile powder. And it is to trade with the Dryad, who usually sells purification powder during a blood moon. So what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to find some way to either wait for a blood moon or trigger one. I do think I have a blood tier that will let me trigger a blood moon. But first things first, let's see what we can accomplish without needing to fight the Brain of Cthulhu. Because I think we're just going to go... Alright, but before we fight Skeletron, what we're going to do is we're going to upgrade our armor to Crimson armor, because I think Skeletron's a good deal harder than Brain of Cthulhu and Eye of Cthulhu, so we're going to upgrade our armor. But we didn't have enough to craft the sword or pickaxe, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to fight Eye of Cthulhu a few more times. So yeah, here's first time, and we've got this sort of glowing heart bouncing around behind us. Don't worry too much about it. There's number 2. Number 2 is doing no differently. Man, it's like it doesn't even hit us with the crimson armor. Here we go again. Number 3. There we go. And there we go. And now let's craft our sword and pickaxe. Alright, here's our sword. And I go for long swords because you can swing them and then get enemies without having to aim too hard. And then we'll grab our pickaxe, just so that we can dig through things faster. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. I think we're also going to craft a yo-yo. That'll be fun. Yo-yos are super fun to fight with. Well, I mean, of course they're fun. It's a yo-yo. But, yeah. So, we've got ourselves a demonic bow, a demonic sword, and a demonic pickaxe. I think that we are good to go and fight Skeletron. However, it is now day. However, it is now day, and we do not have the time. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to use dynamite to dig a hole. Yeah. This is going to be the start of our kind of floating island project, but it's going to be messy and chaotic. However, doing it with explosives is just way more fun. Okay, we're a bit too close. Okay, there's a bat. And we are dead from explosives. So yeah, digging holes in video games with dynamite is more fun, however it is also more dangerous. Yeah, be careful with explosives. Be very careful with explosives. But it's now night, so let's go and fight this guy. Let's light this place up a bit, because I fight much better when I can see. Alright, let's rearrange things. We don't want another repeat of last time. We don't want the return mirrors in our hotbar, or we can accidentally hit them. Alright, let's go. Alright. There we go, let's fight this guy. Alright, yeah, this guy is a bit harder. I'm glad I upgraded my armor. Alright, we're going to want to shoot the hands, because the hands are his main vessel of attack. And we want to get those first, because it's a lot easier to dodge the head than the head and the hands, because the head actually moves a lot slower. So, yeah, we're going to want to take out the hands first. Alright, we've taken out the hands, and we've just got the head, so we should be in the clear, because the head is... Alright, we're getting close, so close. Our health's not too bad. We're at about, I'd say, 2/3. And I think since the hands are gone, we're good. And we can't heal a lot more right now, because it's still been too recently since we healed. There we go, we win. And now, the dungeon's unlocked. So let's go and do a little bit of exploring in the dungeon. Alright, we're going in. Oh, there's lots of traps in here. I forgot about that. Yeah. Oh, no. And I've died. I've fallen into spike traps. Alright, so I think once you defeat Brain of Cthulhu, you get a meteorite that happens in your world, and you can use that to make meteor armor, which I think is better than this demon armor, and that might help us take down the dungeon. I should also probably grab those platforms that I crafted to build the arena that I never built, and use those to make it more navigable. So that's something I should get on. I should go in there and fix all the OSHA violations. But in the meantime, we're gonna go over here, and we're going to, do that, yeah. Alright, so, do our previous plan of triggering a blood moon, and then treating with the dryad. Which we can do soon, but not right now, because it's evening. Oh, the waiting is hard, the waiting is super hard. There we go, it's a blood moon, we can buy the vial powder. And then once we buy the vial powder, we can go fight Brain of Cthulhu, because since I've set the apartments up away from the doors, it should be a lot harder for the monsters to get in here. So that I've bought the powder, let's go. Alright, here we are. We're going to craft this bloody spine, and we're going to use it to fight the Brain of Cthulhu. And this time we're not going to have our mirror in our hotbar. Oh, let's do this thing. And here he comes. Let's go. Alright, we got a bunch of the minions. We want to evade the minions. Alright. We're going to be using our arrows predominantly because the fire arrows continue to deal burning damage. And that's just great. It's great when you continue to deal damage. Alright, and here we are. We're in the second phase, and we've almost won. We're so close. We're doing pretty good on our own health. We've been able to dodge most of the attacks so far, but the second phase is just a little bit faster. But we just need a few more hits to win this. To win this forever. Yeah. There we go. There we go. We win. We win. Good for us. Good for us. This world is a lot safer because I've killed whatever that was. And now let's go and kill some of the things that are in our house and protect our lovely residents of our little village. And someday we're going to make this a proper village, but not today. Alright, and the blood moon is coming to an end as the morning dawns. Thank you for watching this episode, everybody. Your support really means a lot to me. Now, make sure to like and subscribe so you can see the next episode. And also, please feel free to let me know what you think of this video in the comments. Yeah, let me know.